Welcome to the channel. If you're into K-drama, chances are you have at some point come across, either watched it or have heard of Boys Over Flowers. It's kind of hard to miss, especially with how popular it was and how many K-pop singers were in the show. And of course, eventually the lead actor, Lee Min-ho, he becomes huge in the K-drama scene. A lot of people love him. Let's begin the journey of Boys Over Flowers. A story where a poor girl finds herself surrounded by a wealthy Prince Charming with horrible anger issues, right? And yeah, a lot of toxicity and on and off in their relationship. May this type of love not find you, my viewers. I'm already in a relationship, but may this type of love never find you, or this kind of immaturity, but maybe the money. Maybe the money, all right? I manifest that for you. I manifest that for me as well. Definitely the money, especially in this economy. So let's begin our journey with episode 1. I'm gonna go through a good chunk of what happens in episode 1. We're gonna roll through all the way till episode 9 or 10, I believe, and then we're gonna wrap it up because, dude, 25 episodes, each episode is like an hour and sometimes an hour 20 minutes long. I'm gonna be very honest with you. If you go back and rewatch this, you're gonna realize very quickly that you're gonna burn out. I have no idea how I watched it in the past, but it slows down a lot. And that is one of the reasons why a lot of people love the Japanese version of Boys Over Flower adaptation, right? But we're here for the chaos. We're here for the K-drama, all unadulterated drama on crack. So here's episode 1. The K-drama begins with a pretty extreme bullying scene where this guy receives a red note, or rather a red card from F4. The entire school targets him. Having had enough, he makes his way to the rooftop and attempts to jump off as his peers cheer him on at the possible demise. Why? I have no idea. These kids are just absolute menaces. I don't know. It's delusional, but that's the beauty of it, right? If the Shinhwa group decides, or the heir of the Shinhwa or the F4 decide that, hey, that person's got to go, everybody cheers on for that person's demise because they want to be on the good side of the rich kids, right? They want to be favored by them in the future, possible business deals, whatever. They're just here to make connections. At the end of the day, it's a school for the elite. They don't function the way as we do. But continuing on with this. His peers are confident that he won't actually commit the act, but he is determined and prepares to jump off when Kyum Jandi, the protagonist, aka the Tsukushi Makino of this drama, shows up with a $30 dry cleaning delivery tab for the boy attempting to jump off. Slightly out of place and confused about what's going on, she ends up asking him to pay up her tab, and he kind of ignores her and jumps for it. But Jandi grabs onto him, pulling him back to the rooftop and preventing his death. Images and clips go viral, things that were shot from people's, I was about to say iPhones, from their flip phones. They go viral, there's photos everywhere, there's newspaper articles being written, tons of press coverage, and as a result, she finds herself some good news. She's been given an opportunity to attend Shinhwa High on a scholarship. On a swimming scholarship, the corporation begins damage control and offers John the admissions to the prestigious Shinhwa High School. The school is a hotshot school. Who wouldn't want to go, okay? This is a school where boys from affluent families with too much time on their hands goof off about with girls from affluent families with too much time on their hands. Just kidding. That's Oran. Well, Oran is inspired by this, so there's a connection. But yeah, Dandi wants nothing to do with this school and flat out says no. Her parents and sibling force her. They peer pressure or family pressure the heck out of her. And as a result, she finds herself being driven to the first day of school. On her first day of school, she's walking around and then she comes across this dude. He's just passionately playing his violin, and I'm having a hard time believing that he's actually playing anything, but I just love this scene. You just have to, I have to share it with you guys. Get absorbed in it. Step aside, bitches. F4 is here. Everyone loses their entire minds when F4 makes an entrance. Anytime and every time that happens in this K-drama, it is just over the top. I mean, I think that's how it is, if I recall, in the anime and the manga, but still, it's just a little too... It's a little too much for me at times, you know. But anyway, it's just crazy dramatic. I love the angelic lights behind them and how they all glow. Junpyo is this drama's Tsukasa, right? And he's bullying a poor kid. You know, pours like orange juice all over him, bullies him, continues on, leaving Jandi kind of confused by the lack of interference from other students. What the hell is going on in this damn school? Later at night, Jandi's little brother gives her the scoop on F4 members and how disgustingly rich they are, right? Later at school, while expressing her frustration over the F4 members, Jandi runs into Jihoon, right? Ray, the violin guy, right? And the two kind of have this awkward interaction, but honestly, it's mainly because, well, a lot of people feel like the actress is stiff, but I personally think that the director is at fault and that the director might have just done a poor job of directing these actors and how to interact with one another, because it's, or maybe it was on purpose. Because K-drama is big on secondhand embarrassment, right? Cringy ass scenes, like the ones where you have to pause, do a whole lap, come back, sit down, inhale, learn how to breathe again and watch it, and then just regret hitting play because what are we watching? That's kind of how their interactions are most of the time, but it's not that entirely bad. Anyway, Jandi declares war with F4, but Junpyo ignores her and walks away. She's not worth the effort. Until Jandi slams ice cream on Junpyo's face. He demanded that Minji, this girl right here, right, he wanted her to lick off the ice cream that she had accidentally dropped on his shoe. Jandi wasn't gonna deal with his bullshit demands and just pop, put ice cream on his face. After his interaction with Jandi, the man was too stunned to speak momentarily, but yeah, the next day, Jandi finds a red card in her locker, and the F4 has officially made her a target of bullying from the school. So this is where the bullying saga begins. The bullying scenes can be kind of rough to watch, but I'm betting that the bullying scenes are pretty rough in the manga. Later, Jandi and Jihu meet up at their usual spot at the school, and he cleans her up a bit, looking all dreamy with silky hair and whatnot. Minji leaves a clean clothes for Jandi and a lamb plushie, and then, my friends, we are blessed with this scene.
It's a beauty.
Enough to make your cuisine even finer.
And just who told you that I was a chef?
Your delicious looking hands.
Woo! Yo! What's up, man?
like sometimes I don't know how to respond to some of the stuff that's happening, and this is all still episode 1, and it's just like it's all over the place, like yeah. Anyway, by the end of episode 1, I noticed that Jandi is a little bit more slobbish and clumsy, but that's perfectly fine. The one thing that did bother me about the K-drama was the amount of times characters would be eating food and their mouths would be stuffed with food, and they would have full-on conversations, and I was just like, can you guys please Please stop that. Episode 2. Somehow I made it to episode 2. Actually, the truth is, I was hooked. I was actually enjoying myself because of the absurdity of it. And I was really enjoying all of the outdated fashion, you know, the way that these characters were behaving. And I love the cinematography of it. A lot of the shots are so fucking hilarious. But anyway, episode 2. At school, around the swimming pool, Jandi finds herself in a troubling position. Junpyo had scouted 3 boys to spook Jandi into submitting to him, but the guys take it a bit too far, like legit take it too far. They try and assault her, right? And Jihoon arrives on scene to the rescue. Not really, because the scene's supposed to be more comedic because he approaches Jandi while she's like pinned down by the guys, and she's like trying to break free and she can't because she's like, you know, they're holding her down. And Jihoon just squats next to her and he's like, "Hey, so what was the ingredients for making a pancake?" I think it was a pancake. And she's like listing down all the ingredients for a pancake. And he's like, "Oh," and then he realizes that he forgot a particular ingredient. Then she's like, "Hey, can you help me?" And then he helps her. Later, Jandi's friend who works at a porridge restaurant with her is disappointed to learn that the F4 are just trash. Jandi whips out Jihoon's handkerchief and dazes a bit. Clearly, a small crush is forming. On her way back home from work, she runs into Jihoon, who she notices is kissing a bus poster, like one of those LED posters, and it's all dirty and whatnot. And they have like a little moment where they bond over, gosh, I forgot her name. Minseo, I think that's her name. Yeah. While having dinner with her family, Jandi's brother finds a gossip forum spreading rumors about a student at Shinhwa High being pregnant. The parents start talking shit about the possible girl, and I was like, damn, this is outdated, alright. Like, they should talk the girl for a while. I was like, never talk shit about the guy too, but you know, better yet, don't talk shit at all. MYOB, but whatever. Anywho, we all know that when Jandi goes to school the next day, she realizes the rumors are actually about her. That's what's spreading throughout the school. There is no actual girl that's pregnant. Someone's just bullshitting and making her the target of this. She finds herself being subjected to bullying once again by the trio. The trio pop up here and there a lot, and honestly, I really like their fashion. It's really cute. It's outdated, but it's very cute. And I think we can totally bring that style back because I like it. It looks cute. Frustrated by the situation, Jandi storms out to the F4 hangout and confronts Junpyo.
그래선 억울한 놈이 잘못한 놈한테 하는 게 사과냐?
놈? 너 지금 뭐 하자는 거야?
Somehow, through this entire interaction that he's had with Jandi, he gets it in his little noggin that Jandi might have a little crush for him. He thinks we're in like Hey Arnold or something and she's Helga. Like, buddy, no, she's not into you. But he is convinced that Jandi is super into him. In his mind, you know, he's like, she wants me. He decides he's going to have her kidnapped, brought to his house for a makeover montage. Junpyo is delusional and starts egging on Jandi to confess her feelings for him. And he'll, you know, he might even pay her to hang out with him. We'll see. Damn, pay me to hang out with you, buddy.
좋으면 그냥 솔직하게 좋다고 말해. 여친으로도 삼아줄 수 있단 말이지. Understand?
Obviously, Jandi rejects him and is kind of frustrated that he would even think that. And she storms out immediately Junpyo throws a tantrum.
갖다 버려!
Then we get this B scene.
야, 이거 뭐야? 우와, 저 뭐야?
By the way, this scene of Jandi checking out the bathroom is so real because me too, I was staring at the bathroom the entire time too. I would die for that bathtub. Figuratively, not literally, but still, that bathtub, dude, people that have bathtubs that are separate from their shower, you may not realize it, my friend. You are living my dream. I'm broke as a joke. I want that. Anywho, we cut to Jinhoo, who shows up right while Jandi is storming out bare feet down the road from Junpyo's house. We get more scenes of Jihoo playing the violin and Jandi just staring at him, smiling at school. And I don't know what it is about those scenes, but it just makes me freaking laugh. I love it. There's a really funny line that Jandi's mom says while she's getting into an argument with the dad over buying gambling tickets. I think it went something like, I'd rather change my name to Thunderbird or something. I'll put the clip here.
아예 가져가서 얘네들하고 살아. 내가 한 번만 더 당신 말 믿으면 내 이름이
She is funny from time to time, but I think the biggest thing that I didn't like about her was that, and I can't remember if she's like this in the anime or manga, but dude, I did not like how she was like more invested in her daughter possibly getting married to a rich guy than she cared about what her daughter really wanted most of the time, because at the beginning, Jandi was not really into Junpyo, and so I feel like the mom wasn't like listening to what her daughter was saying. So I was like, ma'am, can you please listen to what your daughter wants, please? It's summertime, and the Shinwa High students are going on a cruise to Europe or something, but each student has to pay like $20,000 or something. I don't know what kind of cruise this is, but damn. And we all know that our homegirl Jandi does not have that kind of money, but Junpyo is kind of dumb and doesn't realize that she's not loaded like that, and so he's waiting for her at the airport. And to his surprise, she does not show up, and he's just frustrated. Where is she? She, with her friend, Gayo, or I am basically struggling to pronounce her friend's Korean name. Gayo is what I want to say her name is. That's how I heard the character say it, but when they say it, it sounds right. But when I say it, it sounds wrong. Is it because I'm not using some sort of accent? That has to be it. But anyway, she's fishing with her friend. And boom, just like that, the big cruise line shows up.
범인 주제에 바다에 갔다고 하더니만 저 배 꼬라지 좀 봐라.
네가 도대체 여기 왜 있는 거야?
There's a love triangle brewing in this adaptation, and it's delicious, right? Junpyo invites her to come and hang out with them at the cruise party thingy. She's like, bleh. And then Jihook shows up, and she's like, sure, we'll be there. And then the bullies pressure her. Well, okay. The trio walk up, episode 3, by the way, at this point. The trio walk up to her and tell her it's a costume party, and they convince Jandi to dress up as Wonder Woman to embarrass her in front of everybody. But when Jandi walks up to the entrance, she sees everybody else in cocktail attire.
믿을 걸 믿어야지. 그걸 믿냐? 그걸 믿어. 바보야.
The amount of times I paused during this scene because I knew it was going to be embarrassing. I knew she was going to get embarrassed in front of everybody, and that everybody was going to look at her, and that I just had to prepare myself for this scene. After publicly embarrassing Jandi in front of students of Shinhwa, Ji-hoo, and Min-seo, she's like the Shizuka equivalent in this drama, run up to help Jandi. Min-seo takes her away and dolls her up. The show was feeding us some Jandi x Ji-hoo moments because I swear they were dancing and being cute and I was eating that up. I was like, yes, this is beautiful. I love it. Yeah, I'm just a little bit easily entertained when it comes to like old cringy dramas and old cringy anime. There's just something about it. Like I might complain and over exaggerate and be frustrated, but at the end of the day, that shit's entertaining. Damn. Junpyo is having a temper tantrum and he's like, going crazy, like, yes, kick that damn chair, Junpyo, kick that damn chair. And yes, I am whisper yelling because people are sleeping in this household and I just don't have it in me to actually yell. After Junpyo assaults that damn you chair for being there, instead of a bee, a roach approaches, right? He freaks out and falls into the pool. Jandi jumps in to save him since Junpyo doesn't know how to swim, right? And the whole class comes out hoarding him and like surrounding him and just watching as Jandi tries to give CPR incorrectly. I feel like that's incorrect. Frustrated by Junpyo, Jandi sucker punches him. Like that shit looked like it actually for real made contact. That was a great shot. Like can we rewind that? Can we see that again? Cause damn. Later, the trio approach Junpyo and show him photos of Jandi and Ji-hoo hanging out, at their spot. And Junpyo gets really, really jealous. He throws her her camera and storms off in frustration and later shows up to that same spot and finds Jandi there. And then he attempts to forcefully kiss her. He's acting as if not kissing him is some sort of cardinal sin. He's just totally offended. He's like, you don't want all of this? I mean, that's not how he sounds, but he's like really triggered that she really doesn't want any of that. He's like, but I'm Junpyo. That scene cuts off, and then later on, there's a birthday party for Min-seo. It's her 23rd birthday party, and then she announces that she's leaving for France soon, which everybody gets sad. Jandi gets sad because she knows that Ji-hoo kind of has a thing for her, and Ji-hoo and Min-seo are kind of having a moment. He kind of confesses his feelings for her, and they kiss, and Jandi, at this point, had walked up to try and thank Min-seo for helping her out whenever she has, and kind of peeps through the little crack in the door and sees the two kissing, and she's like, oh, back it up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. Back it up, because we're not supposed to be here. And so she backs up, and Junpyo is there, and he covers for her. He says that they're going on for a long ride, but they really are not, right? So he takes Jandi to a bar restaurant that his family owns. It's empty, no one's really there, and there's a bunch of like glasses filled with obviously what might be vodka because they're at the bar. Jandi doesn't realize that, and I think she does eventually drink it, but for now, Junpyo ends up slipping up and accidentally kind of somewhat confessing his attraction to Jandi, and then he excuses himself to go to the bathroom, and when he comes back, Jandi is wasted. She's wasted and she starts venting about how hard her life is. But I recall, wait, let me see my notes. Yeah. There's upbeat music the entire time in the background, and I was just having such a hard time taking that scene seriously or anything like that. It was so fucking funny because she's just like, she does have a really rough life. She does have to work like tons of jobs and whatnot, and she has to deal with bullying and all this other stuff. And then you have this really upbeat music in the background. It's just so fucking funny.
팔자에 없는 귀족 학교 다니면서 왕따 당해야 되지. 툭 하면 사고 치는 아빠 때문에 알바 뛰어야 되지.
등록.
Let me ask you something. What do you notice about this scene? I don't know about you, but I was like, Obama. Shit's old. Damn. I mean, I knew that, but still. By the end of episode 3, we have Jandi at Jumpyo's residence, and Jumpyo's mom's coming home. And it's like an emergency. We gotta get Jandi dressed up because the mom's gonna get mad seeing her there and whatnot. But Jumpyo's mom's there. Guys, Jumpyo's mom? I don't know, guys. Jumpyo's mom a baddie? Like, the way she walks, the way she talks, her makeup, yeah, her sass, her cold stare, damn. Episode 4. Bam. Jihoo goes after Minseo to France, and Jumpyo attempts to confess to Jandi, but the classic loud noise prevents her from being able to hear what he was yapping about. Later, he waits for Jandi in the freezing cold for hours. Luckily, she checks on him, and we get this cute moment between the two of them, right? They bond, forge memories while Jihoo is gone, and rumors spread about the two of them dating throughout the entire school, and all of a sudden, everybody is like super nice and trying to get along with Jandi. Minji, the girl, remember the girl who dropped her ice cream accidentally on Jumpyo's shoe? So she is devastated by the news of Jandi and Jumpyo possibly dating, and she kind of invites, well, she kind of looks different. She kind of like, has a glow up, has a makeup difference, changes her hairstyle a little bit, but she also invites Jandi to a nightclub, and I noticed immediately, I was like, huh, it's SS501, and they're playing I'm Your Man, like that song. And dude, it was only at this point that I realized the Jihoo actor is the lead singer from SS501. Bruh, I did not even recognize him. I did not recognize him. That is the same guy. Jandi finds herself in trouble. Her drink somehow gets laced, and she wakes up the next day at a hotel. And a weird note that suggests that she maybe possibly got assaulted. We don't know. Like, the drama quickly moves on from that to her going to school, and then yeah, I felt like it was okay for her to be worried. Girl, something bad maybe happened to you. You don't need to go to school, but okay. Anyway, she goes to school, and at this like school TV, I don't remember if it was a news posting or if somebody pulled it up and showed it on the TV. I think it was on the news. Pictures of Jandi with this guy are leaked all over, and Jumpyo is there. He's in shock. He's looking at that, and she's all distraught, like, "Oh, that's not me in the picture, or maybe that is me, but I don't remember this. Please believe me." And he's just frustrated and angry, and everyone in the school, in the trio, are just badgering on her, cheating on Jumpyo, yada yada yada. And I was like, yo, is nobody stopping to be like, hey, she's unconscious in the photos. Our classmate just got assaulted. The fact that nobody considered that she possibly was SA'd was getting to me. It was frying me. And I felt like this scene rage baited me so hard. Like, K-dramas, they rage bait you so good. I mean, I know that Jumpyo is a dumbass. What's everybody else's excuse? We're back to our bullying phase. The other F2 members try and help her whenever they can. Well, they try and figure out what happened, who that guy is, which is great and all, but I would have appreciated if they, like, publicly defended her and were like, hey, don't fucking say that to her. I don't fucking know. Anyway, yeah, it's rough. Junpyo decides to look into the matter himself and he finds the hotel that the picture was taken in, and he finds the girl, the friend, Minji, who Junpyo is frustrated by, and he actually like grabs her by the collar and then pushes her because he's frustrated, and he's like, she was your friend, she trusted you, how could you do this to her? And I'm like, damn, for once I agree with Junpyo. How could you do this, girl? What the fuck? Junpyo really said, we hate pick-me's. Jandi isn't even getting bullied at this point. It's straight up criminal what's happening to her. She gets stripped while she's riding her bike. Like, they pull out a rope while she's riding her bike, and she like tumbles off and scrapes her arms and knees and legs, and she's bleeding a lot. It's pretty bad. Junpyo shows up and he kind of struggles to pick up Jandi, but he does it. Good job. He does it. He picks her up, bridal style, and he carries her away, even though he looks like he's struggling. I'm gonna stop judging because I would not be able to lift nobody. I can't lift shit, so I ain't got room to talk. But anyway, Jihoo is back. All right, Jihoo is back. He realizes Minseo might be not into him and that she is possibly dating the Prime Minister of France or some shit like that. And I was like, oh, yeah, but that's what's happening. He's back, and he maybe possibly realized that maybe he does have feelings for Jandi or whatever and whatnot. Junpyo decides to take Jandi on a shopping spree, and I swear he picks the ugliest fucking dress for her. Am I on crack? But I feel like this dress is fucking ugly. Maybe it's just me, but I do not like this dress. Ugh. So now they go on a weekend getaway trip, but I'm gonna be honest, they say it's a weekend getaway trip, but maybe the subtitles were wrong because that weekend was way too long. But anyway, episode 6 blesses us with this scene that I could not take seriously, even though it was supposed to be a serious scene.
그렇게 잘나신 분이 수영은 왜 못한대요?
It was supposed to be a scene where people are talking about Junpyo's past and the things that have happened to him and his fear of swimming or whatnot, or he almost drowned. But the way they went about shooting the scene just came off a little too funny for me. Am I messed up for laughing at how this was shot? He's like fighting for his life in this kiddie pool, and I'm just fucking laughing like this shit's hilarious. So the gang, like I said, is on a island getaway, but they do so many things in such a short amount of time, and I'm like, damn, really? How the hell do you cram all this stuff? But on this island trip, one night, Jihoo ends up kissing Jandi, and Junpyo sees this, and he loses his mind. Junpyo takes this to the heart and he leaves early. So back at school, Jihoo and Jandi come across another drama. Bullying era is back. This girl can't catch a break. I swear, it's like bullying fetish. Junpyo wants Jandi expelled from school and he wants Jihoo kicked from F4. But the boys decide that they're going to have a series of challenges. Well, it's actually Junpyo's sister who interjects and decides that they should do it this way. Do a bunch of sports, best of 3? Was it best of 3? Best of 2? Something like that. Ultimately, Junpyo lets it go, and he doesn't let Jandi get expelled and doesn't kick Jihoo from F4. But before that even, concludes, the bullying scenes, there's this scene where the trio walk up during lunchtime to Jandi, and they're all like, you should take responsibility for Jihoo's suffering. Girl, what are you talking about? What? Why should she take responsibility for something like that?
표 선배도 너 같은 가난뱅이를 처음 보는 거라서 동정한 거라고. 다들 너무 착하기만 해서 책임져. 너같이 후진기 집의 하나 때문에 우리 F4가 산산조각 나게 된 거 네가 다 책임지란 말이야.
I swear, I've already said to you guys, some of these bullying scenes, it's just rage baiting. I feel like I'm just intentionally watching rage bait. Oh my god, some of the dialogue, oh, it gets into my skin. It's like, you keep talking. You keep talking. You won't be in a minute. Episode 8 concludes with Ji-hoon kind of orchestrating this fake accident that Junpyo got into to try and get Jandi and Junpyo to kind of confess their possible feelings for each other, which is kind of cute. But there are these like shots of Ji-hoon looking sad and emo and like, oh, I'm just a supporting cast that doesn't get picked. And I'm like, oh, I hate that trope. But you had your chance, buddy. Then episode 9, Junpyo's mom is back. Junpyo's mom is back and she is set on removing Jandi from the picture. She wants her gone from her son's life for once and for all. Yi-jung, I think is his name. He's supposed to be Sojiro, I think. I could be wrong. Him and Gayul, is that how you say her name? I'm sorry, I really don't know how to pronounce her name. They go on a bunch of fake dates to make her feel good because she got dumped by like some shady ass character, you know. Blah. They do like this cool fun montage of her getting like all this outfits and makeup done, and the makeup kits kind of reminded me of like kids makeup and Claire's makeup and whatnot. It looked cute, it looked fun, but they always use this corny ass song, and I don't know if I can play that or it'll get copyright. From episode 9 onwards, I just stopped taking notes and I just watched at my own time whenever I had spare time, and I would just like either skip, like scrub a little bit because it would take forever to get through a certain section. Just watch on my own. There's a lot that goes on, but not at the same time. But Junpyo's mom tries to get Junpyo to engaged with the prime minister's daughter. The prime minister's daughter arc happens where she's really into Junpyo, but she doesn't realize that Jandi's boyfriend is Junpyo was her ex. She thinks that Jandi and Jihu are dating, and she's oblivious, and she's forcing them to go on double dates without realizing that she's making the exes hang out when they're not supposed to. There's like this awkward scene where it's actually a heartbreaking scene where Junpyo's mom intentionally invites Jandi to Junpyo's birthday, and she requests for Jandi to play the piano and sing, but Jandi can't play the piano nor sing. So she has her embarrass herself in front of everybody, and she laughs at her face. They're all arguing in the front of this hotel or whatever, and Junpyo, he intends to grab Jandi's hand and run away with her and lecture her and be like, hey, my mom obviously tricked you and me and blah blah blah. Like, you know, he's trying to connect with her, but he ends up grabbing the prime minister's daughter's hand instead. And so they end up having a moment, which causes huge misunderstanding with Jandi because she's like, oh, so they are dating and they are a thing. And it's like, no, he just grabbed the wrong chick because he's an idiot. It's just a messy old K-drama. It's some old school classic? Sure, I guess. It clashes and it's a click, whatever. Yeah, it's a classic K-drama on crack. I am being very honest. This shit is funny as fuck. It's so ridiculous. It's over the top. The acting can be kind of like bleh sometimes. And obviously compared to more newer K-dramas, this one is just so if you want to watch something for the funsies, the first 9 episodes are good, I would say. After that, it kind of slows down and gets pretty boring. That's when I feel like a lot of people lose their steam with this show. Because like I said, it's an hour and 20 minutes sometimes, and it just gets way too boring after a while. Some episodes are really fast, some episodes are really, really slow. And unfortunately, from episode 10 onwards, it kind of gets a little slow. Let me know if you'd be down for more non-anime videos, TV shows, or webtoons. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.